Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Paddock. I hope that you're doing well. For today's language arts assignment, we're doing sequencing. And that basically just means what order are we going to put something, okay? So if we think about a story like the Gingerbread Man, what part comes first, what part comes second, what part comes last, okay? So beginning, middle, and end. We have to put things in the right order. So if we think about, for example, let's talk about sequencing of brushing our teeth. We would put a little bit of toothpaste on a toothbrush. We would then, turn on water, get a little bit of water in a cup, right? We would then brush our teeth, right? We would then use the water to gargle and kind of smoosh it all around in there and then spit it out. Then we rinse off our toothbrush and we make sure that the water's all shut off, right? So that's a sequence. We talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end of brushing our teeth. So we have sequencing with stories as well. When you read a story, you'll know what was the beginning part of the story, what was the middle part of the story, and what was the end of the story. So today's story, of course, is The Gingerbread Man. I've read a story and posted it on YouTube for you, and I also shared a link for a different version of The Gingerbread Man as well. So hopefully you've watched both. They're both a little bit different, and there's lots of different versions of the gingerbread story out there, but they're all kind of the same. Okay, so if we think about it, they all start with usually a little old lady, right? And she bakes a gingerbread man or boy. There's one that's a boy. So she bakes it, and then out it pops of the oven and it takes off. It runs away, right? And the little old lady chases after him, and he's all like, "You can't catch me," da 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 da, you know that. And then he runs into, it could be a butcher, it could be animals like cows and pigs and dogs and horses. And each time the gingerbread man says, "No, no, no, you can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man," right? Run, run as fast as you can, right? So they're all kind of the same. And then at the end, the gingerbread man runs into a fox. So all the stories always end with a fox. And the fox is really tricky, right? And so one of the stories, the fox was pretending to be an old man, and he was like, what, I can't hear you, come closer. And then he gobbled him up. And then in another story, he takes him across the river, right? And as he's going across the river, he's moving up closer and closer to the fox's mouth, right? And the fox is able to eat him. And it always ends with the fox eating the gingerbread man, right? So that's the story of the gingerbread man. So again, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now, you'll have had a worksheet that I've sent to your parents. There's two worksheets, okay? One is 6 pictures of the gingerbread man story, and one has 6 blank boxes, squares, okay? So make sure that your parents have printed them off. I'm going to show you what they look like right now. You're going to cut the pictures out. If you could color them first, that would be great. I know the kids in class are going to be coloring them. So if you could color them first and then cut them out, that would be great. And then we're going to put them in order. So I'm going to show you those sheets right now, and then we're going to work through putting that story in order. We're going to sequence that story. Okay, so hold on. So here you go. So these are the 2 worksheets that I've sent to your parents. So one, it looks like this, a little sheet that I'd like you to color if you could. I would suggest if you have pencil crayons, use pencil crayons because it's a little bit finer here. And then the other worksheet has 6 squares on them, right? So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you could put your name at the top of this one, it says name, so write your name there. That would be great. Now, once you've colored this page here, cut them out. So cut out the squares, and you'll see there's 6 squares, and there's 6 squares here. So we're going to put these pictures in the right order, okay, for the story. So I have done that. I've cut them out here, but I haven't colored them. But you're going to color them, right? Because you're better than me at this. And remember, I always stay in kindergarten. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put those 6 pictures in the right order. So that means we're going to start with the number 1. So what picture do you think should be first? What part of the story comes first? So if we look at our pictures, what do you think was the first part of the story? So if we think about it, it was about a little old lady baking a gingerbread man, right? So she was making the gingerbread man. If you look at the pictures, this one is the one where she's making the gingerbread man, right? So we're going to put this one as our number 1. So she's making the gingerbread man. Now, we got to go, now, what comes next, right? What picture should come next? So she made the gingerbread man, but what does she need to do with the gingerbread man? She needs to bake it, right? So she puts it into the oven. So that's our number 2. She's going to put it into the oven, and then that should give you a hint. It then, of course, pops out of the oven, right? Yeah, so that would be our number 3, okay? So remember, 1 is she made the gingerbread man, then she had to put it in the oven, and then when she went to check on it, it of course popped out of the oven, right? Oh no! And then we've got 3 pictures left here. And if we look at these 3 pictures here, which one do we think comes next? Is it the fox? Should that come next? Is it the old man and the old lady running after the gingerbread man? Is it the old man, the old lady, the pig, and the dog running after the gingerbread? Yeah, it's these 2 first. So the old man and the old lady run after the gingerbread, remember? And they're like, run. And he says, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. And then of these 2, what should come next? Yeah, it's this one, right? Eventually we get a pig and we get maybe a dog or a horse and all that, right? Different animals start chasing him too. So that is number 5. And then of course the last part of our story is there's always a fox. In this one, it's when the fox tries to take him across the river, right? And then he gobbles him up. So that's the last part of our story, and that's the number 6. So your sheet should look something like this. Remember, your name should be at the top. And if we do it in the correct order, the first part of the story is she makes the gingerbread man, she puts it in the oven, the gingerbread man jumps out of the oven, the little old lady and the old man chase after the gingerbread man, then more animals start chasing as well, so the pig and the dog and the old man and the old lady all chase after him, and then he meets a fox. In this case, the fox is going to take him across the river, and eventually he's going to gobble up the gingerbread man. Okay, so that should be the correct sequence for that story. Okay, so if you could color those pictures, cut them out, and put them in the right order, that would be great. Ask your parents to take a picture and send it to me. I would really appreciate that. Okay, and there you go. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you. I miss you. Bye-bye.